Hello, Taurians. This reading is for anyone who identifies as or finds themselves terribly interested in a Taurian at this time. We are looking at the end of January 2019, and we will look back to the beginning of Aquarius season, the 21st, at the blood moon in Leo, the total lunar eclipse that we had as our second eclipse of this year, to see what the blood moon brought you, Taurus, and what it has developed into currently. And then we will look forward to the very end of the month and the beginning of February to see what that continues to develop into. With that said, if you are interested in a private reading, yes, that's available. Just scroll down to the description box. All of the information and links can be found there. You are also more than welcome to email me at LunarticksTarot@gmail.com, and I'm happy to discuss your reading options through email with you as well. Sorry, I'm slightly distracted by the kitties in the room. Taurus, at the end of January 2019. Justice, the Lovers, Eight of Coins reversed, Two of Swords, King of Wands, and Ace of Cups. Bottom of the deck, you have the Four of Wands as well. Not the first ones to get this. Trying to think. You know, it had to either be Cancer, Aqua, Cap, or Leo, because I've only done 4, but I cannot remember whose it was now. So, currently, Taurus, some of you may be dealing with a Libra specifically. There's also Gemini here in your past. Gemini energy. Now, this Libra, this Gemini could be in your own charts or in someone close to you, someone around you. Sorry. We've also got fire signs energy here. That's Sag, Leo, and Aries. So it looks like you're coming away from a time of focusing on a lengthy entanglement, like the Lovers may represent. Now, that's not necessarily a loving partnership. It can be a partnership of any type, or again, the phrase that I like to use is lengthy entanglement. Anything that you were or have been committed to deeply in a way that was promised to last a long time, right? So that could be a contract, certain work or project that you committed yourself to, any sort of lengthy entanglement. That is what we're talking about. That's what's showing up in your past. That is what surfaced and emerged for you, Taurians, around the that blood moon that we had on the 21st and 22nd. Now, that's not to say that the commitment or entanglement began at the blood moon, but there was a focus on this commitment, this either loving partnership or a lengthy commitment to something. became prominent for you around the blood moon. And perhaps you did actually deepen your commitment at that time. It's a deep bond to something. And with that type of commitment, that type of lengthy partnership, or again, entanglement, there is a trust implied between these two people, right? There is a trust implied between these two parties, in this case, in the depiction of the picture, between the two lovers specifically. When you get into bed with someone or make a business agreement with someone, you hope and assume and maybe even discuss your trust in the bond, the trust that is implied, right? But just because trust is implied doesn't necessarily mean that it's there. For instance, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Game of Thrones tarot or the characters, but in this particular deck, we're looking at two characters who were actually lovers. And while trust was very much asked for and implied, it turned out that they could not actually trust one another. Certainly one ended up not being able to trust the other. And in this case, you know, no one was malicious. So there also may have just been there may have been a choice for you around the blood moon about maintaining your commitment to a lengthy entanglement of sorts, Taurians. And currently, you're allowing the precise and impartial truth that you know, what you hear and see and feel and know to be true, the things that you cannot and will not and aren't trying to deny. You're allowing those things to cut away the people and circumstances and things around you that aren't to be trusted, that aren't true. And it looks like you still have a choice. The Lover's card is in your past here is often a choice between paths. And then you have the Two of Swords in your present moment as what you maybe aren't seeing about the Justice card energy. So if you are dealing with a Libra, a lot of you aren't acknowledging or seeing or owning that you do still have a choice about this Libra, and likely it's whether or not you do want to engage in a lengthy entanglement with them. Whether or not you do want to make a commitment to them, or instead focus on your work. It looks like is the other path here with the Eight of Coins reversed. It looks like some of you in the near future, by the end of the month or the beginning of next, are going to shift focus to the fact that you are not working or are not making enough for the effort and the work that you are creating and putting out into the world. And your advice moving forward is to focus on that which makes you feel stable and comfortable and happy in your home and family life, wherever that type of interaction may take place for you. Maybe it's just in your home, maybe it's in lots of family members or close friends' homes, but what in those relationships and those environments makes you feel, again, happy, stable, comfortable, at ease? What makes you want to return to those people and those environments, right? Grounded. What keeps you grounded? Gives you something to hold on to steady yourself with when other things in your life are going wrong or not as expected, when other things are uncomfortable. Who and what can you lean on and why? What qualities, again, about those people and places make you believe in them, have faith in them, that you can rely on them? Likely it's people and places who give you this Six of Pentacles or coins feeling here, the six of Earth, which means it's people and places who make you feel like there's an even give and take, Whereas in your work life, it looks like you're about to, again, really shift focus to the fact, or even maybe have to deal with the fact that you're either not able to find the work you want to do, or you're unable to earn what you believe. And in this case, I think, no, you deserve. And those are the things. We have your card showing up as well, our card showing up as well, the Hierophant under here. Those are the things that we want to make a lengthy commitment to. The people and places who hopefully make us feel, yes, stable, happy, and comfortable, but definitely make us feel that there's an even give and take, that we get back the energy, the love, the effort, the commitment that we are putting into this person or this work. I think it's likely both. For some of you, we really are just talking about your work situation. And Taurus, I do have to say, I think that's a lot of what's coming through in these readings. I've sort of been reading these, like I said, I've only done 4, but I've sort of been reading them from the point of view of a love reading. I've been reading them as though they're a love reading, but in truth, what's in my heart and what is probably coming out of my own intentions and then into the readings is that I'm seeing so many love readings, and I probably should just keep my nose out of the YouTube feed. But over the years, I've come to follow a lot of readers, even though I don't always have time to keep up with them anymore. I normally don't have time to keep up with them anymore. But I still check in. I mean, I love this. I love what I do. So, I look and I'm interested. I've learned so much over the years from other readers. So in any case, I'm in a space personally in my mind and heart where I don't need love reading after love reading after love reading. So I'm noticing there's a lot. So I'm guessing that it's mostly work related what's coming through here, especially because I am a Taurus myself. So for a lot of you, that's what we're talking about. But for the rest of you, we're talking about both. Your work is involved here and your love life, with the Lovers card showing up. And I think that's a lot of, for a lot of you, that's what this choice is. You are of two minds, in a sense. In your past, you have, again, this Gemini energy, or a lengthy entanglement with maybe a fire sign energy. Certainly the potential here for more focus on your love life. And in your near future, by the end of the week, the beginning of February, we're looking at a focus on how can you earn more in your work. Or if you're having trouble finding work, what do you have skills in? Specifically with the 8 of Pentacles, what material affairs do you have, or material pursuits do you have skill in? In what way are you skilled with your hands? Are you an artist of sorts? I think if you're looking for work, these are the kind of questions you're going to be circling. What could that work become? It could also be a handyman, but usually with the 8 of Coins, we're looking at someone who is talented with their hands, with crafting, creating something. And I think you're asking these questions because what you don't see about that energy in the near future is represented here by the Ace of Cups. So this is a new love or a renewed love. It's also representative of intense sharing and an opportunity for happiness. So I think that's, I think you are questioning what you want to do in the way of work, what you could do to earn what you feel you deserve. What are you talented in? If it's not something you've always loved to do, then what new things do you want to try out at this point in your life to see what your new love, your new favorite art project, let's say, may become, and how you could, again, turn that into something where you're earning, where you're getting as much back for what you're putting in. 2 cards of balance are showing up with the Justice card the almost sort of the major arcana version of the Six of Coins that we see here. Let me just take a look for a second, Taurus. Yeah, a lot of you are feeling like you have to choose between your love life and your work, probably because your work isn't making enough, or the love life, the lover, is potentially costing you too much in some sense. And again, you're in a space currently of allowing the precise and impartial truth to cut away the untrue. So if that work or that lover, whichever activity, person, space, lengthy entanglement that you have been or are considering engaging in, doesn't make you feel happy, comfortable, grounded, like you want to be a part of that activity, like you want to be in that person's space, or you want to return to that environment, that's likely a sure sign that that is the area, person, or place that could stand to be removed from your life, at least, I always say, at least for a time. And I feel like I always have to say that because these readings are for so many different people, right? So at least for a time. The Justice card also speaks about, very plainly refers to law, of course, our laws, and balancing karma. The Justice and the Judgment card for me both talk about balancing karma to some extent. So so Taurus, yeah, around the blood moon, you certainly felt that you had two paths. Again, whether it was work or love related, you felt that you could choose to continue with a lengthy entanglement or not. You could choose a road that committed you to someone or something else, or you could continue on your way on your own. And what you're not seeing currently, again, is that you still have a choice. You are still standing at that, I believe, the same fork in your road, in your life path. You are staying seated there. And it's as you balance out. It's as you are weighing your options, as you are looking one direction or another. Now, if it is a romantic partnership that you're considering, that is one of these two paths, that seems like, you know, a choice of yours, this King of Wands is a family man. And that's something that some of you may not be seeing. It's something that this individual, this character, may not be actively revealing to you for different reasons. Maybe he doesn't want you to know that about him. Maybe he's not ready to reveal that to you. Maybe he just doesn't show that side of himself. And it could be a her. I'm saying him because we have a king representing this energy, but it could be a her that's in her masculine energy. But specifically, I definitely think it's relevant if it's a masculine energy that you're considering, to say that especially in this deck, I read this character as a family man. Also, potentially an entrepreneur. So if you're looking at the this fork in the road as a choice regarding your career, I think part of the issue for you, Taurians, part of the reason that you're weighing these two paths so carefully is because one may require you to embody an entrepreneur of sorts, creating your own business, working for yourself, being financially independent, being the boss, calling the shots. And it would probably also require that you be very social, not necessarily charming, but certainly friendly, bold, fearless in a social sense, willing to reach out and network. And something else to note about the King of Wands is that he's also very close to nature. He can call on the elements, which I always, I usually interpret to mean that he can call on all the different forces, and I think that has a lot to do with the fact that he is social and has a big network where he's friendly with everyone. So he has many different resources. He can call on all four corners, all four elements. It's sort of like the earth is in his corner because he has its best interests at heart, which is what I mean when I say he's so close to nature. He values it. It means so much to him. So maybe I'm going on about that because whatever area you may be pursuing as an entrepreneur has to do with nature specifically. But again, yeah, what's really coming through, what's really standing out is that you don't, I'm not sure how to say, I'm not sure how else to say this, Taurus, but you're not seeing clearly that you are currently still standing at the same decision. You are still at the same fork in the road. Or maybe what I mean to say is you still have all of, or both of, more likely specifically, both of the same choices as you recently had. That blood moon was just a week ago. That looks like the time when two prominent paths were presented to you. And you still have the same choice. Maybe a lot of you feel that you went ahead and made that commitment, or perhaps the opposite, that you feel that you lost the opportunity to. But no, I see that you still have a choice. You still have a significant choice to make. And I can't help but feel like it's between, well, for some of you, you feel like it's between love and money. Like you're literally at a place in your life where it's hard to keep up with both. But for many more, it's a choice of beginning a commitment and a lengthy entanglement within a career where again you are the boss, where you have to be, if not a business owner, certainly very brave in the sense that you will be making your own schedule, maybe overseeing the activities of other people, employees underneath of you, or work that is monotonous and doesn't pay you as much for, or as much as you feel you deserve, doesn't give you back the same amount of effort and energy and commitment that you're putting into it. Now, it very well may be a type of work that you are talented at doing, that you're good at, that you're skilled at for a lot of you, but this still remains that the choice is between something that doesn't seem to be paying you enough or rewarding you enough. Maybe you're getting more than enough pay, but you're not getting any praise or recognition, right? It can be that as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be regarding financial reward. And I feel the Ace of Cups is saying here that if you would just be willing to be open with that talent, if you would just be willing to share that talent with more people, to practice that deep love of yours in front of others, that you could choose this other path. where you're in charge, where you're the boss, where you're starting the business, where you own your work, where you decide how much you get in return for what you put out into the world. And I think the reason that you're taking your sweet time and weighing your options and going back and forth between the two paths here is precisely because of what the four of spears or fire, wands, rods represents here. This comfortable, stable, happy home and family life. If you have it already, you're eager to maintain it. If you don't, then you're eager to create it for a lot of you Taurians. And so you're trying to make the decision, choose the path, the commitment, the person, the place of business, most likely, that offers you that, either maintaining or creating that stable, happy, grounded home and family life. And consider this for us, Taurus. Consider this, if you're not getting back energetically what you're putting into your work, then you will be the element, the variable in that home and family life. You will be the one who is feeling unstable, who is feeling unhappy, who is feeling uncomfortable. You will bring that energy into your otherwise happy environment if you don't feel you're being rewarded equally, evenly, sufficiently for what you are creating and giving to others, especially if you're talented at the work that you're doing, right? So for some of you, I think that there was someone, a potential lover, or a more committed path with someone who already was a lover that presented itself sometime around the blood moon, and you're considering focusing on your work instead of that relationship because you know you want a happy home and family life eventually, and you don't think this person is a family man or a family woman. And in fact, the reading is showing us that what you don't see is that they're just not showing you that yet, right? For others, where this reading just focuses mainly and solely on your career choices, I see that you're very interested in this path that has presented itself in the recent past, again, around the blood moon. This lengthy entanglement. You want to trust in your own ability to choose a road where you're the boss, you're in charge, but you're a little weary about the fact that it will require that networking we talked about. It will require you to be more social and outgoing, and maybe extroverted is the word for some of you. It's just not a side of yourself that you've seen yet. It's not a side of yourself you've been able to bring to the table, and that's what's causing you then to weigh out that option against one that clearly isn't as good, where you're not getting paid or recognized enough for your talent, for what you have to offer. And when I have to also say, when you are focused on that work, Taurus, when we bury ourselves in the type of work that brings in some coin, some money, but not enough, we become so exhausted and so tired and so lost in that monotony and that idea of sort of just making ends meet, or just making the best of something that's truly not good enough for our authentic selves, that you lose sight of that which you are truly in love with, in yourself, in your life, in the world. And again, it might be a brand new love, a new art you love to do, a new type of work, or it may be a renewed love for something that you have always had an inclination toward in your past. But you lose sight of it when you're too focused on the type of work that doesn't give you enough back. And so as far as I can see, this choice is not really a choice. Weighing these options, it doesn't even really need to be done. With the Lovers on one side and the Eight of Coins reversed on the other, obviously it's very obvious which direction you want to go and which direction is better and healthier for you. But there's just, there are some unseen factors here that keep you, I don't want to say stuck, but certainly standing still at this crossroads where you're considering which is actually the best choice. And again, what makes you feel comfortable? What and whom makes you feel stable, grounded, happy? And if you're considering going with a type of work or a place of work that doesn't offer you enough reward, then once more I'll say, keep in mind that you could be the variable, the element that you're bringing into your own home that is then unhappy, uncomfortable, unsatisfied, and maybe even outright, downright unpleasant to be around eventually. So, few different messages wanting to come through there. The Eight of Coins, it can also be that in the near future you're needing to practice your skill, Taurus. So there's also a message here of perhaps maintaining the work you're doing currently while you begin to practice this new love, or again, maybe it's something that you used to do when you were younger or in college, or if you still are in college, then maybe, when you were in grade school, etc. Something you used to do that you sort of have drifted away from. Or it can be something completely brand new. The Ace of Cups is both new or renewed. For most of you, I'm getting the feeling it's something completely brand new. If it's something you have done before, then you're wanting to do it in a new way, a way you've never done before, or for an audience you've never done it for before, in a place you've never done it for, or that you've never performed this talent, this work. The question really is, what is not part of you? Whether you're talking about people or activities, places of business, commitments of any type that you're considering. You're clearly at a crossroads. Commitments of any type that you're considering. Allow the precise and impartial truth to cut away the untrue. So the question is, what is not part of you? What do you not want to be part of you and part of your life? And when it isn't part of who you are authentically, or you don't want it to be part of who you are authentically, then systematically cut that thing away. Okay, that's no longer one of the choices then. I can't force myself to be someone who I'm not. I can't force myself to take part in things that don't represent who I want to be, that don't help me be who I want to be. So systematically cut those things away, and then fill in the blanks, the gaps, the spaces, with the things that you love to do, the things that are equally balanced and rewarding for you, the things that do make you happy and comfortable. You may have to stand up for those truths, those authentic pieces of yourself. You may have to defend them. There may be other people in the situation who are urging you in one direction or another, and that might very well have a lot to do with the standstill at the fork in the road. But very, very plainly and clearly, the reading is asking you to keep in touch with your truth, the things that you love, the things that make you happy, the things that you feel passionate about. All of those are things that are showing here as things that elements, variables that may be unseen to you, because you are so focused on the practicality of the matter. What do you know about this person that you've become involved with? If it's a love matter, what do you know about how much you can earn in each paycheck from the different types of work you may be considering? And some of you don't even see that you still have a choice, and yet you are standing at that crossroads all the same. You are of two minds because you are very clearly already committed in your depths, your soul, your heart. You are committed to what you love here, be it a person or activity. For most of you, I'm thinking it's this work where you're more so the boss, you're more so in charge. You're already committed to it, heart and soul. You're never going to stop engaging in that artwork, if that's what it is specifically, or that type of work, whatever it may be. You love it, you're committed, and that will always in the end ultimately outweigh a commitment to something that is practical but not even as rewarding as it would need to be to satisfy and maintain us, any of us, Taurus or otherwise. So Taurians, I do hope that helped. I hope it offered you some insights, something you didn't have when you came to the reading. I'll let you just take a peek at it facing you if you can see those at all. And moving forward, I do hope that you will make wise choices for yourself. Keep in mind that you do have this choice still and is yours to make. Otherwise, I think I already told you, if you are interested in a private reading, just scroll down to the description below, check out your options, all the links are there, or you are more than welcome to email me at LunarticksTarot@gmail.com as well. Again, yes, make wise choices for yourself moving forward, and I love you, Taurians, and I will post another tarot fix for us very soon.